This is your morning brief for Friday, April 12th. MTY Food Group releases quarter and announces acquisition of Papa Murphy's. And shares were down 8.5%. First of all, the quarter was not great, in my opinion. It showed no growth, which is the second quarter in a row of no organic growth, at least. They did have some acquisition growth. And, you got to grow internally. You can't just be growing by making acquisitions. And costs went up a little bit too. So overall, no organic growth and costs went up a little bit. That's not altogether great. They also made this acquisition. They announced this acquisition on the same day they released their earnings, and it was Papa Murphy's, and it was about 8.5 times EBITDA. And I looked into Murphy's. It was okay. I'm not entirely too sour on the acquisition. I don't love it though, and I just feel like they're more hungry for acquisitions than to just improve the business they have. If they can start improving this business, I'd be more bullish. I was kind of hoping when I saw the shares down and made an acquisition, I was thinking, maybe I can get a little bit more excited about it. And actually, when I dove into it, I actually did not get excited at all, unfortunately. And I did a report on it, and that's on the video website, so go have a look at it. There's a few more details there, but you get the gist of it. Fastenal produces inline quarter, and shares were up 5.05% yesterday. Fastenal is fantastic. We did a report on that one too. I'll just leave most of it in the report, but we're bullish on it and we own it in our model portfolio. MSC Industrials, on the other hand, misses the quarter. It's a very similar company to Fastenal, and it's a good company, but things are just slowing just enough for us to kind of take it out of the portfolio. I wouldn't say, like an urgent sell or anything, but we're not there right now, and we still like it, but not enough to own it. Chevron offers $33 billion for Anadarko, which is a 30% premium over yesterday's close. Okay, this is interesting. And by the way, Chevron shares are down about 4% or 5% in pre-market here. Anadarko is a big company, so it was about a $22 billion. This is a $33 billion offer. This could prove to be very interesting turning point potentially in energy. We've seen energy act really well. If you've been following us, we're starting to just nibble away in the Canadian market a little bit more, and maybe we should look a little bit harder in the U.S., especially if there's a little wave of acquisitions. I think this is definitely something to perk you up if you're in that space. If you want to take a deeper look, I think I'm definitely going to get a little bit more serious about it. And we've done a few reports on Yangara and Crescent Point recently. These things they're looking a little more interesting. They're just improving just enough. Oil's starting to be more stable, let's call it, or at least risen a little bit. Maybe stable is not quite the right word yet. Let's see if the price holds for any length of time. But things are starting to move, so I think energy could be an interesting place going forward. JP Morgan tops revenue and earnings per share estimates. So we don't cover any of the banks. The way we model things, it doesn't make any sense. We need to do an entirely different model. But you got to follow them, and banks are often leaders in the market. So if things go well with banks, usually things are going well in the economy, and they're going well. It's just a good indicator. So they reported $2.65 per share versus $2.35 estimates. So that's an upbeat earnings report too, and overall for the market, it's a good sign. Wall Street remains upbeat as futures are higher. So it looks like we're going to end the week on a good day. Some pretty interesting news here. And that's about it for our morning brief on April 12th. Let's go find some gems.